Game 1, pick and ban. I expect a very different draft phase from these two teams.
Yeah, I want to see where TS goes with this last ban. The fact that, you know, the 80 carries are off the table. So right now we're already going to be looking towards Rogue Warriors, probably for the Aphelios. Now that the Ezreal's banned, you wouldn't expect him to go with something like a Trundle, which would be your only other option, or Graves, but...
So what does JoJo have left?
That's a good question.
Do we go to the Ashe?
Well, what does Chocho even play to begin with in 80 carry? He hasn't been an 80 carry for so long now. Misfortune would be the obvious LPL answer, but...
Okay. You get both. Yuyanjia, what we saw at MSC was this Thresh kind of popping off. So here we go again.
Yeah, so we get this nice champion pair solos. Misfortune brings the Lantern for safety. Now it's about what does Youdang play in the jungle, because he actually played just about everything on his time on VICI. He played all styles, whether it was like the farming style junglers, carries, early game gankers. The man could do it all. Now it's about, to me, where does Lei want to go in the bot lane? The only other thing they could do here is if they want to blind pick Renekton, because if you remember, that was like Crazy's signature champion in spring.
Never mind. They're going to go Ornn instead.
Oh, nice. That's a bit of a change. This was actually not a champion we saw Crazy play all that much, right? With Crazy, it was all about really Aatrox and Renekton, and then sometimes bringing out the Wukong, even at a pocket pick Rumble.
Yeah. So there is a lot on the board. While Karsa's Lee Sin has become known, of course, across the world and here in the LPL.
Let's remember when TS started making their resurgence through playoffs, Karsa was just locking that in on Red Side 1-2 like every game.
Yeah.
It didn't always or we have Sin fed up.
Get rid of the also
Too much top laner since RW have already shown Ornn, because 369 is the type of player who's willing to pull out like Jace, Lucian, these types of Kale, any type of carry champion he can get his hands on.
I love that he mentioned the Kale. He is very much like Nuguri in Damwon Gaming, in a sense, where the Shy was the comparison. Now I think more 369. We'll wait because we do have the Aatrox picked up instead. Something a bit more plainer, while Rogue Warriors give Ruby back as
I was going to say, right, that this is what you would expect. This was pretty much Ruby's champion last split. He just sits mid, while at the time Haro would go and make plays on the side lanes, but he's still going to stick on this champion, and Lei coming out with the Bard. I actually checked another player solo queue I checked. Wasn't playing much of the Bard, so this is quite a surprise.
Bard is being played in the meta, so here we are.
It's being picked a lot into the Thresh, so not really caring about that kill threat coming out from the hook. I'd say we're getting to that point where we can call it meta, right?
Okay.
We're kind of like hovering right on that edge of like, okay, well, this is meta in LPL.
But now, mid lane Knight. He can pick whatever he wants, and he says, take me into the Kassadin.
So he says, hey, they've opted into all scaling. We need some kind of insurance policy that can do well as well. Does good because it's the type of champion that can get right in the face of both Azir and Aphelios, and nothing can really stop him. But still, we expect TS to start the snowball rolling early, and if it goes late, I mean, Rogue Warriors' whole composition is scaling.
Yeah, that's right. Versus elements of scaling, small elements of scaling in top esports. You still have a Kassadin though, so...
And once again, you still have side lane threat coming out, right? So you'll always have that to fall back on when the time comes.
You wouldn't call this a direct 1-3-1 though, would you?
No. My problem with like calling things 1-3-1 is, like, let's look at things like Aatrox and Renekton. They aren't realistically going to walk up and hit the turret against most champions, right? Sure, they can get side lane pressure, but they're going to use that pressure to create pressure in a play somewhere else.
Okay. Well, it makes sense because 369 and I guess the rest of top esports, let's just give a quick run to their identity as to what they did different from Invictus Gaming. Strong lanes, yes. But as you said last week, that's where they separate from IG, where top esports are very good at grouping up, using those individual leads, and then affecting the rest of the map.
Exactly. So they'll still draft, especially for their soul laners, like very favorable matchups. But typically, unlike IG, they still make very cohesive compositions. And then after they do snowball those individual leads, it's about grouping up for the objective, you know, unlike a team like IG.
Where for Rogue Warriors, towards the end of the split, we saw some real bloody measures taken. But more importantly as well, they started working as a cohesive unit as well. I want to see what Rogue Warriors are capable of here against the MSC champions. It'll be a big task, but they've got a hell of a lot of scaling here running into game one. What Bard skin do we have? Is it Astro Bard? I think it is. If you run anything else, you're kind of trolling at this point. Astro Bard is a... Let's just say it's a sexy skin. really is.
You know, it's kind of sorry to move to a
No.
serious game point hystericals, but looking at Rogue Warriors comp, this is not a bloodthirsty composition.
It is.
I guess so, but this comp wants to sit back and it wants to farm.
Yeah. Not the style we know at all. I also want to point out, very uncommon to see lethal tempo in the LPL. I know, especially over in the LCK, when someone like Faker plays Azir, it is more often than not lethal tempo, especially towards the team fighting. We see Electrocute here. We see
I'd say Comet is probably the most common one you see, but he's not playing this matchup to just really harshly bullied out early. He's gonna realistically do that anyway for the fact that he is the Azir and he does have the range advantage, but he's just playing to scale up and get as much DPS as he can. Jeez, I cannot speak today. Hey, I'm learning from Dagda yesterday because I watched. I heard he wasn't able to speak.
Hey, just pause a second.
It's me.
ZWuJi is at half health. That's because Yuyan just started with the flay, stacked up, ordered him once, and Chocho got one off as well. Lay at half health too. Big trades here for the bottom lane for top esports.
And we have Aphelios Bard on one side.
As another one lands. I'm sorry, it wasn't play starting. It was just good trading. Was the death sentence, in fact, to correct myself. So yuyanjia lands again onto Lay.
Against Misfortune and Thresh. So we would expect the top esports bot lane to come out ahead in these early trades. Maybe the unexpected thing is the fact that, again, it's Chocho and yuyanjia.
Not Jackie Love, that's right.
And we do see Knight going for the fleet footwork. Sometimes you have very alpha players who do come in with the Conqueror and say, we don't need fleet footwork for lane. We're going to play for that later damage.
He is that kind of alpha player, but it's nice to show a bit of respect.
Not going to disrespect Ruby. Of course, this is Ruby's champion as well, so if there's going to be a time where you're going to show Ruby a lot of respect, it is when he's on this Azir.
Notice that Knight went for the, not Demolish, Resolve as his secondary tree as well. Youdang now towards the bottom side of the map. Now, he's got PTA. But he also has water walking by the looks of it and is heading up towards the enemy jungle, but there's nothing here. Karsa left it bone dry.
Nope, so Karsa doing a good job and Youdang trying to find a sort of play can make, but I'm just going to keep reiterating this, that Rogue Warriors don't have to do that. Youdang realistically doesn't have to do anything than farm up his own jungle, look for, you know, one side of the Scuttle Crabs. Both of his side lanes right now are pushing, so he should get whatever pick he wants.
And he has the safety of picking this topside scuttle while Karsa needs to be the one to be proactive, and he's doing it. On top of Crazy, now the escape as the searing charge is there, but he gets knocked away, flashed away. Matched by Karsa as a cripple, and the match from 369. Sonic Wave resonating strike, and Youdang can't get there in time. Karsa picks up first blood.
This is top esports bread and butter. It's always with Karsa pairing up with 369. It's by far his favorite lane to gank, whatever the communication is between them, but just very textbook, and top esports pulled off well.
Karsa sticking around on this side of the map after teleport's been used by Crazy to get back into this lane, so potential for a regank with no flash available, but granted, 369 and Karsa matched with their own.
And the problem is, if he does go for that, he's going to be losing out on a lot of tempo on the bottom half of the map with the fact that Youdang did already recall, but he's actually going to look for that play.
Okay, into the brush. He won't be spotted out.
Yeah, and depending on how much time he takes on this and whether he shows, it might even lead Rogue Warriors to being able to pick up an early dragon if, you know, this drags on for the next, like, 20 seconds.
Because at the very least, double scuttle's great. And you're right, the dragon in 25 seconds. But also note, Karsa's using Tien's Lee Sin skin. That's cute. But he's going to be backing off. The gank stops there. And Youdang into the enemy jungle yet again. But this time he has something to collect.
Going to be able to pick up that Karamp, and I don't want to. Ooh, actually, Magical Journey.
Oh, very true. The backwards gank. Top esports are not expecting this. Actually, ping's going down for assistance.
They're being so patient.
And they're in now. The wave pushed out. yuyanjia uses the Dark Passage to save the day. Great plays. The teleport is deep behind them. And look, incoming is Karsa. So Youdang has to get out of there while 369 gets Cosmic Binding against the wall. Lay going to get pulled back in with the Infernal Chains. Flashes away before he does. Trading better here for top esports, and now Karsa wants to dive.
Lay's Cosmic Binding completely saved them on that play, but
But the wave coming through here, Rogue Warriors stuck underneath the turret, 4 versus 3. Mid lane is not getting involved, but they have TP.
It's good that they didn't overcommit for that dive because you can even see Ruby stopped moving forward, just preparing to use that TP and find the best angle. So overall, I'd say pretty lucky from Rogue Warriors to get alive, and great Cosmic Binding from Lei to stop 369 in his tracks.
We saw the TP meanwhile though, Lyric. Knight has gone to the top lane. So we are actually seeing this swap come through for now.
Of course, having to do it so they don't lose out on any CS across the map.
Sure.
Knight's wave was already pushed in, so 369 just able to go and answer that himself.
Dragon being started here, and the mountain going to be kicked off while Youdang is looking to challenge. Level advantage for the Trundle. He doesn't use it on the pit.
Oh, yeah. I mean, realistically, I don't think they should be challenging for it regardless.
Pillar's going to go up. Karsa has now hit 5 after that. The flay, yuyanjia left on his lonesome. He does have flash, burns it to get over the wall, and QiuQiu can't help his support.
So, small flash, a bit of a win for the side of Rogue Warriors, and the game pace going like this is not the Rogue Warriors game I came to expect.
No. It's one that showing a bit of control here for top esports. At the very least, they have a small gold lead with the Mountain Dragon in the back pocket. But as you said, you set up the compositions for hard scaling on the side of Rogue Warriors where they can sit back. And for top esports, they need to get that ball rolling. So this is what you come to expect here with the gold lead. And you can see even 369 trying to be proactive with his vision, also helping secure the scuttle.
And for the side of Rogue Warriors, Knight can be a huge menace in the late game, but...
Call the Forge God. We're fighting yet again. Rogue Warriors want to take this double knockup. 369 is dead as well. Rogue Warriors, their comp may be slower, Lyric, but they are not.
Yeah, Lei playing very well. Good ultimate coming out from Crazy as well. And I was going to say, even if Knight turns into a late game menace, Lei is going to have the ability to shut him down with a Great Tempered Fate.
Sure.
Or even the rest of the team down. Think about it. Knight jumps in. The rest of top esports in some capacity grouped up. You ult all of them, and the rest of your players focus on Knight. There's a lot of ways that this can go awry, depending on, you know, Lei's Bard play.
And if the game keeps going like this, I mean, it's going to be easier and easier for Rogue Warriors to get to a point of the game where they can't be defeated. And right now, Knight, he does have 6. He's starting to roam around. 7, I should say, with the blasting wand. But before, Ruby picked up the stinger as well, and he's just clearing out these waves.
Crazy getting 2 plates on Ornn.
As yuyanjia starting to roam himself, but Ruby's out of there. Ornn versus Aatrox matchup now. Originally, what did we say about it? I mean, Ornn does fine into a lot.
Ornn does fine into everything, honestly. Yeah. Like, even against Aatrox, but the way you'd want to see it play before was with Aatrox freezing the lane on his side and trying to zone Ornn off, where we saw in LPL a lot of Ornn's... I'm going to stop.
Yeah, we don't have time to talk this game, do we? His kickback secures the Rift Herald, but can he pick it up? I mean, yes. Karsa needs to walk in now. Ruby's trying to zone him off, but he can't. Knight's out of there as well, and yeah, you were right. He does. He's out.
Realistically, even if he would have died from picking it up, it still would have been worth for him to do it, most likely. So, overall, TS get the objective. We don't get to talk about Ornn or Aatrox. It don't even matter. We see this matchup all the time.
Yeah, we do. Just my curiosity. I know in the LCK it's pretty much always about Ornn. But
well, because you'll actually hear certain people like LS say it's Ornn favored, but you'll hear a lot of pros come out the opposite way. Players like Blippo who will say, oh no, Aatrox has the way to win this lane.
Well, we're just taking a quick gander here once again to remind you, this is a big matchup, and it is a grand final rematch. The bout top esports want revenge for. Pictured is Jackie Love. Hopefully we see him there this weekend. June 14th, that's coming up. That's literally the McGregor versus Floyd Mayweather fight, except it's going to be a lot closer with, you know, McGregor putting it up more of a fight.
You know, as someone who watches both fights and boxing, I don't appreciate your references.
Why? That was good.
I don't think it was good.
I don't watch much fighting.
I know you don't. So by the reference, I know you don't. So let's move on.
Okay. You do watch a lot of fighting. You're an aggressive man. You know what I watch in my spare time? You can have a guess.
I know what. Oh God.
No. Sir, not that direction.
I was going to say anime. I know you're a huge weeb.
I'm a bit of a weeb. I'm not. Hang on, a huge weeb. A bit. How dare you? I'm a cool guy.
You do have the Australian accent, which we've talked about does add like +10 to your charisma. So
but -10 to civility sometimes, I will say. Yeah. Karsa towards the bottom side. Keep an eye on your screen and stop listening to us for a second. Karsa does have the Rift Herald in hand, and top esports are deep here. QiuQiu maybe on the wrong side of this battle as the Tempered Fate used, but not before the Death Sentence comes out. Sonic Wave into the bullet time, Resonating Strike, but it is interrupted. Not before top esports have their way with Youdang as Ruby tries to get the shuffle back as QiuQiu dodges away from it. He'll die, but he can't get into the magical journey. It's the wrong way. Ruby on the backside, the cripple is going to kill him with ZWuJi. Now getting turned on as well. Knight ready to jump back in as Lei has to flash over the wall. The Death Sentence short to the right. That's it.
I feel like mechanics are the only thing that even kept TES.
Whoa, and it's still going. Lei's going to die too. Dark Passage out. And yeah, mechanics again to finish off.
That fight looked like it was so much in Rogue Warrior's favor, but the bot lane are able to extend it so much that Knight's able to get there. Karsa finding a great engage and good kick onto Youdang, and we just see it pay off even there. Karsa hitting so many good Sonic Waves, able to find a bunch of kills, and they're going to pick up the second Drake as well as get the Rift Herald down.
Back in form, that's what we said about Karsa. That fight shows us, yeah, Karsa back in form for sure.
And this guy is both an LMS champion, an LPL champion, an MSI champion.
He's got 4 LMS
an MSC
titles.
champion.
Yeah.
Like, this guy is decorated. Here we see it, right? They buy enough time for Knight to get here. Great kick coming up from Karsa. Does run around. A bit disappointing from Ruby, but is still able to get the kill. And keep your eyes on Karsa because he's going to run forward. He's going to hit the Q on ZWuJi, but still secures the kill onto Ruby itself. This is going to keep going, and then Karsa's just going to hit a really great Sonic Wave here. Just secure another kill.
And you don't think he's going to go back in. That's why ZWuJi separates for the second. Dark Passage to get him out. Nicely coordinated. As we come back to live, we're fighting again. We told you this would be bloody, and I think Rogue Warriors tried to dive.
It looked like it. But yeah, 369 had to use Flash as well as his World Ender, so... But going back to what we just said, he's won 2 regions, he's won an MSI, and he's won an MSC. If this guy can win a Worlds... That resume is damn impressive.
I mean, one of the best players to ever play the game, right?
Yeah. I mean, that might be the most impressive resume.
Even, well...
the Faker one's always hard, right?
The Faker 3 World Champions thing's pretty big.
Yeah.
Tempered Fate's here again. QiuQiu, can he take the Dark Passage? Not if they're on top of it. ZWuJi is spinning to win. Grabbing him down, and QiuQiu just has to fight his way out, which at this point isn't possible. Really nicely done from Lei, yet again on his Bard.
Lei, even last split, was one of the standout players to me on the Rogue Warriors team. Of course, his Thresh is always the big one, but we're seeing a lot of players who do gravitate towards that Thresh also have amazing Bards.
Just a quick talk about Lei. 2015 is when he started back on Royal Club, if I'm not mistaken.
We do remember him as a former player for Royal.
He's been around a while.
He's got so much experience.
Some old players actually returning the split. Yuyanjia is just threatening there in the bottom lane. In fact, Karsa's actually mid. And Ruby is in range of getting kick flashed at this point, so he's going to back away.
Back to Lei for a second. He didn't have a team last summer.
Oh, yeah.
He played on Victory 5 in spring. It was the one with Jinnu and Pepper, right? Yep.
And Korn mid,
exactly.
I think,
and then in summer, he didn't play. So had to split off, comes back with this Rogue Warriors team replacing QiuQiu, and I'd say it's looked pretty good.
Yes. Partnering well with ZWuJi, and I think the biggest thing with ZWuJi is he needed a strong support. He needed a strong voice of a support where QiuQiu didn't have as much experience.
I also want to point out that Rogue Warriors finished 13th last split, but it was only 1 win under 8th.
Yeah.
They were 7-9, like every other team that was 7-9.
Our 9th to 14th was separated by individual games.
Exactly. Yeah, they were all 7-9. So 1 series under the 8th place, that was Rogue Warriors. So our bottom tier teams are still very much middle of the pack teams.
Yeah, this is don't get us wrong, this is a bubble team, right? And that's why, much like LNG, if they can do something here against top esports, it'll be a very big occasion for them. Rogue Warriors right now starting onto the Rift Herald. 14 minutes into this game, this Rift Herald is going to mean a lot with a team like RW. Especially a team that's already picked up their first items across the board. As Youdang picks that one up and top side available.
You can just walk up top and maybe even go threaten this on the second turret. I wouldn't actually. Your composition's not meant to play around side lanes, so you don't need those longer lanes. Go and open up mid, especially when you look at TS's comp. they don't exactly have good wave clear, right? They have the Misfortune, that's about it. So if you can open up that mid turret, which you already see pings coming down on, this feels really great as Rogue Warriors.
Karsa is behind it, but yeah, Rogue Warriors have grouped up first. QiuQiu here has the bullet time available, but won't use it for now until everyone else comes on in. The Tempered Fate used, but the Pillar pushes him out of it. Dark Passage just to save him in case. Sun Turret's going to go up as well.
Would have been nice had they gotten that, because they could have gotten the turret as well as a pick, but still, if you're RW, you feel great for that. You're not even 1K gold down.
Yeah.
We don't need to keep mentioning scaling. I think everyone at home knows to look at Aphelios, Azir, Trundle, Ornn, and be like, okay, well, this is about the late game.
Plus, remember, it's always different when you have an Ornn in the game. When he hits level 13 with his core items, that gold value is going to change drastically.
Exactly. So, for the side of Rogue Warriors, things are still looking fine. But even for TS, I'm going to be honest, I don't think Soul Point matters all that much for them. But they do have the 2 dragon stack.
See, here's the thing. A Cloud Soul on Kassadin still.
It's always nice.
It's nice. But yeah, I agree. It's not going to be like end of the world for Rogue Warriors.
Exactly. It's not going to be like we can't play this game anymore. Which maybe, you know, if you did have an Ocean or an Infernal on that Kassadin, would be quite scary.
Even something like an Infernal Song with a Misfortune would be pretty nice. Cloud's going to come up anyway, but this time Rogue Warriors have priority over it. You can see top esports have just reset. They don't care at the moment anyway.
Yeah, I'd say it's pretty strange they're opting not to fight. Seems like they just want to keep having Knight farm up and be a big player. And despite comps, I'd say TS obviously still a good shot at winning this game just from the mechanical plays we've seen from them this game and how they've taken those fights.
And at the very least, when we get towards those 2nd and 3rd items for the Fed members, you've already got the Black Cleaver on Karsa. Just note that Knight is going the tier route, so there will be a Seraph's Embrace as his 2nd item with the Rod of Ages. So you still get a huge mid to late game for the individual player that's always carried these games. Remember, scaling or no, Knight has been the player to subvert expectations.
Yep. Moving back to the side of Rogue Warriors, though, kind of planning out the next few minutes, they don't need to do too much still. You can just continuously wait for objectives, try to bait top esports into you.
Yeah, Knight now going to be dealing with, lethal tempo. I know, we really don't see it much. Halo Blades is the other one I was going to say.
We even stopped seeing that halfway through the split. Like, players stopped taking it. So
it's only a couple of weeks that people thought, oh, Halo Blades is here better. Still feels pretty nice, to be fair.
I remember there was a few weeks we saw it on everything. We saw it on, the Kalista, the Azir.
We still see it on Kalista, though.
We saw it on Echo. Of course, we still see it on Kalista, but like everyone was trying it out on different champions.
Oh yeah, the Echo one was interesting.
Yeah, so it was quite an interesting time. But going back, Rogue Warriors don't realistically need to do anything, but if they do want to look for plays, I'd say be around having Trundle show mid first, pair up with Lei, and then looking for a play with that Bard ultimate. If not, you can just continuously farm up, keep getting those core items, wait for that next Dragon, walk over to Dragon, try to say, hey, top esports, walk into us. If not, you take the objective for free. If so, you hopefully win the team fight. For TS, so we want to see Karsa pair up, preferably with Knight on a side lane and look for a pick.
Like Youdang's doing with Ruby at this point. The shuffle backwards, dodge away from Knight, which is nice, but now he has to make the grand escape. Second Rift Walk going to be over the wall, but Lei's on his way as that ulti sends him back into the team. He's burning down. All they need is a couple of more autos. The flash forward, the chomp down. Knight against the wall, and Youdang wants to give it over to Ruby. What a guy, because that's a big shutdown.
Still, TS able to get a lot done in mid, but Karsa trying to play around 369, but killing crazy at this point, especially he's gone the Frozen Fist route, so double armor items. Going to be extremely hard for them to pick him off in a side lane.
But you have to say, I mean, again, Rogue Warriors, in fact, now they've got a gold lead. So turret stays standing, even though it's pretty much a dead turret at this point.
And this is, like, honestly, for TS, first of all, that turret's gone. Don't let that health scare you.
Turret.
Exactly. It's like fool's gold, right? It's there in front of you. It makes you think you have safety. It's actually lying to you. It does nothing.
Okay.
But even if TS actually took it down, it doesn't mean too much for Rogue Warriors, because for Rogue Warriors, this game at some point is going to come down to a big team fight that will decide the game. It's not going to come down to a siege from TS. Could potentially come down to side laning, but I doubt it because as Ornn, at some point you could just say, okay, I'm going to let Knight push in the side lane. It doesn't matter. I'm going to group up with my team, look for a big call of the Forge God, and this whole game is going to be bet on that team fight at some point.
It'll be so hard to dodge as Rogue Warriors are. Did you see this in the cards?
No, I didn't.
Okay, well.
But this could be the big team fight.
I mean, I think it's gone. I mean, Severin with Crescendo. Now Karsa needs a big steal. The ultimate though from Lei. It's secured by Rogue Warriors. They turn for the fight, but this is just a disengage. Slow down on Karsa and 369 as Knight jumps on in. Rogue Warriors are sped up, and they're out. Lei, that was the play.
That was absolutely beautiful. He's looked great on this Bard this series, and not this series, this game. This isn't quite a series yet, but so far, Rogue Warriors drafting this complete scaling comp, playing around it so well, and TS not able to do anything so far.
Azir or Aphelios just do Baron so damn quickly.
And it makes you start to wonder if Knight should have picked up, you know, maybe a more offensive mid lane champion and look, you know, TS try to look to snowball through mid and early game once they'd already committed to the early Lee Sin and Misfortune.
Instead, he went with the Kassadin, which, of course, is played before.
And it does make sense, right? Like you can see how it would work against Rogue Warriors, but I also see how Rogue Warriors can shut it down with, you know, some good Bard play, some good sidestepping out from Ruby and ZWuJi.
And I mean, just coming back to what's just happened with the Baron, this shifts the dynamic massively. Look at the side lanes built up here. Knight's going to be backing away while two members hit down on this bottom lane turret. Ruby and Youdang having a great time.
Imagine being a Kassadin in this position where you feel like you have to go and answer waves. You're not answering waves, you're a Kassadin. So, Rogue Warriors in a great spot. They're going to be able to take this dragon for free, which is why they're not even concerned about it right now. If you're Rogue Warriors, you don't even care about dragon.
Oh, but yuyanjia is actually caught on out. Knight jumps in. Teleport's going to be used as well. He flashes away immediately, but that's going to give them access to the turret. Youdang walks up once again, and Rogue Warriors, a firm gold lead here with the momentum on their side.
And Rogue Warriors have another composition that don't really need or want to take advantage of a full map. They don't need to push out all three lanes and use Baron in that way. Once again, they could try and set up a side because it's always all about not giving TS the opening. Just play a two-lane setup. Your composition's meant to be grouped as 5 anyway.
You know what's going to suck is that Rogue Warriors get all 4 clouds. At this point, that's the direction they're shifting in. That's 40% ult CDR. Forget the soul for a second. That's pretty busted.
Well, exactly. That's what matters, right? That's the oppressive part. 40% ult CDR. Imagine Bard throwing out ult off cooldown. Moonlight Vigil, like, off cooldown. It's going to be ridiculous. You're going to have so many more options to engage with Crazy.
Already got 20% as the engage here for Karsa. Going to kick back Youdang once again. This is the 3 versus 1 as the Ignite goes down. They will kill him in the end. A good pick to halt this Baron play, but that's okay. It was already halted anyway.
You know what's been really interesting, too, is the way Rogue Warriors have played this game is not just continuously grouping up as 5 in mid. We've seen Youdang continuously group up with Ruby in a side lane and look for picks, which Azir and Trundle is not the type of combo you think to group inside and look for picks, right? That's like that's a LeBlanc Rek'Sai, LeBlanc Lee Sin type of play, and Echo and Jarvan, something along those lines, not Azir and
Trundle.
But they've been making it work, and it's looked beautiful.
An interesting combination. That pick there for top esports did slow the game down a little bit from where Rogue Warriors were, but that's still fine. We're going to see more of those. Kill did go over tonight, and more importantly, he has that Seraph's Embraces. He just lets that get stolen. Ruby says thank you for the leash.
And we do see yuyanjia going with the Redemption, which does make sense with, you know, the fact that they've kind of fallen behind in how they're looking to approach these team fights.
What's next? They're grouping.
I've already said the name of the game for Rogue Warriors is neutral objectives. Realistically, Rogue Warriors only should and need to look for picks if it's TS overstepping. They could continuously push up waves and, you know, try to siege, but you're just going to, you know, Chocho's just going to throw it a bullet time, or they're going to stack as 5, so you're realistically not going to get anything done. So just continuously push out these side waves, walk into their jungle, put down vision, wait for the Baron or Dragon, go take it. If they don't confront you again, you get the objective and you group up once again.
Did you know what I was
It's rinse and repeat for Rogue Warriors.
Yeah. I was going to ask you, more towards the side of top esports too. Knight and Karsa are actually staying grouped here as well. A great pillar placement behind the turret as Rogue Warriors are just walking up, and again, Lei hits a 2-man. Tempered Fate. Golden again as the bullet time maybe disrupts here, but yuyanjia is just dead while Knight gets clapped. Redemption comes down a little bit too late, as this trade-off here is so much better for Rogue Warriors yet again.
Okay, Bard's meta, dude. Bard is meta, my friend.
Oh, what gave it away? Inhibitor turret going down. Big death timer here for yuyanjia. He's 15 seconds away from coming up. Inhibitor goes down with TP to the backside. Knight has movement speed boost, and now he wants to jump onto Rogue Warriors. They think something's up. There were a couple of ults used while 369 has his World Ender available. Okay, the jump in first onto Knight. They turn for the engage, but a bit too far forward. The kick goes backwards. Low health bars as Ruby starts hitting Knight pretty hard. Runs away. Has the Sun Turret to build the space here as Karsa into the back line. Needs to find his way, but he doesn't have the kick available. Low health bars again to be reiterated on Rogue Warriors. Karsa wants his way in.
Tempered Fate is up once again for Lei, though.
But a magical journey actually might have just gotten them out.
Ruby, though.
Ruby didn't get in time, but they don't know that. They think
wow.
he's out. The ultimate con.
Oh my god. And that was looking pretty dicey for Rogue Warriors because one of the most important aspects of how they fight against TS is those disengage tools from the Tempered Fate and also the Emperor's Divide. They didn't have either of those up when that started, so I was pretty scared for them, but they were able to buy time long enough. Great formation and great posturing as well, sticking together as 5, and just amazing Bard play coming out from Lei. And this game has been slow but fast, right? There haven't been a lot of kills, which is why we think it's slow, but we've seen a lot of back and forth plays across the map, which have made this exciting. And right there, that is absolutely beautiful. We see the Ornn ultimate coming out from Crazy as well, keeping Karsa back. And good bullet time, honestly, coming out from Chocho. We see ZWuJi get low, but great play coming out from Ruby in the back line.
As we're building up towards that fight again, Rogue Warriors have pushed up mid lane as we've come back. But note that massive wave in the top side that is going to crash eventually with Baron now on the map for Rogue Warriors.
And if you're Rogue Warriors, you could, once again, play patient. Go back to mid, clear this out. You only need to send 1 or 2 people to clear out that dragon, whether it's ZWuJi or you want to send Youdang or Ruby, anything like that. Have them do that, keep pressuring these waves, walk back over to Baron, clear out the vision. I would say sweep out the flank wars, but if you know no one on TS has TP, it's not that big of a deal. And just start baiting around that Baron and look for the fight.
It was used before when they tried to flank them before they got out with the magical journey. Soul point now. Third cloud, TES.
We have Ornn items, and I love Ruby does have that upgraded death cap.
But is Youdang called out? No. Good
He's
pillar.
in really good pillars this game.
Yeah.
So once again, a lot of these players who used to play on old Vichis and OMG squads kind of disappearing and making resurgences in the LPL.
Feeding them something. Hey, top esports have gotten a bit of vision control around this Baron. Look at where they are, but Rogue Warriors coming on in. This Baron has been started, but the Tempered Fate used on yuyanjia as the Call the Forge God onto the backline. Doesn't really do too much from Crazy. That is 2 ultimates down, but remember, triple cloud, so look at the timing on those resets.
That's true. Those ults were not clean, but as Rogue Warriors, you wait like 30 more seconds, they're back up, you look for it again.
Lei's looking, though, with the magical journey onto yuyanjia, who lands with the box, wants to flay as well, but he's getting hit hard. And Lei picks up the kill with the help of his 80k. Rogue Warriors with a numbers advantage, but they've just collapsed. The wombo on top is all top esports needed. Great ult from Ruby, but never mind that. They charge.
And they funneled into a choke point, and they found such a great position for 369 Karsa and Knight to jump in all at the same time. And you don't have no disengage tools open, and even if you did, just where you are on the map wouldn't allow you to use it anyway.
And after the praise goes to Rogue Warriors, now it must to top esports, who are back in this game.
15 minutes ago, we said despite the fact that with how the game's going in compositions, Rogue Warriors should win, mechanical outplays will always keep TS in this. And just look at this choke point, right? If Knight, Karsa, and 369 just combo this so perfectly, Karsa jumps in, Knight and 369 all at the same time. They just land so much AoE burst all the members, and I don't think the Emperor's Divide would have mattered anyway.
And Karsa's 3-man kick as well lines them up. He's got a lethality item. He hurts still at this point in the game.
2 amazing clips in this game so far. Just very clean play from, again, MSC and MSI champion. I'm going to keep saying that because it sounds cool.
It does. It does sound cool. I mean, you got to add the 4-time LMS, 2-time LPL, and then you build up to the MSC and MSI, right?
I'm just saying he hasn't won as many LMSs as Sword Art and Maple, so...
That doesn't matter.
I know.
They're not in this top esports roster.
Because he was here winning LPL and winning MSI.
Also true. He was in the better league. See, I can say that now.
I
could say that back then
say
anyway.
that, yeah. I'm willing to say that now.
Especially since it doesn't exist. But to be fair, better than PCS. Hey, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to now a top esports 3K gold lead at 30 minutes.
Look at how TS are playing this, playing through their winning side lanes. But this is also what's scary when you still look for Rogue Warriors. You have Ornn and Bard.
And QiuQiu's called out. Call the Forge God here onto the 80 carry. He flashes away, exhausted down. The knockup doesn't come through, but he's still dead. 4 versus 5 for 50 seconds. The push is on from 9.
Ornn and Trundle can just tank this. That's why. This is why I said TS's comp still looks hard, because Crazy can just always come, and they have those 2 options available to just keep going. And just ignore sides.
All they have to do right now is continue forward. The 4 versus 5 is here. Karsa looking for the kick. He finds it onto the 80 carry. ZWuJi though ult before he dies, and Ruby with the shuffle back may have secured this game. Not until 369 jumps on in though. The Aatrox is still pretty massive as Crazy gets the knockback. Top esports defend as Crazy's launched on yet again by Karsa. Crippled down, but the Sun Turret is still there. Lay looking for the Cosmic Binding, finds it, the knockup underneath the turret, which gets destroyed. The ultimate this time here from Crazy misses as Rogue Warriors are still getting destroyed by 369. The Tempered Fate, is it good or bad? I'm not sure at this point. Either way, Crazy's dead, and he will take yuyanjia with him.
Yeah, and overall, honestly, I feel like ZWuJi and Ruby making a bit of some missteps, going a bit too far forward, not respecting Karsa at night, but great play from Karsa. I don't know how many times we're going to say that this game, but he's just finding these kicks so well. And in the end, TS coming out ahead, and you're getting to a point where it doesn't matter if Knight, Karsa, and 369 all jump in at the same time, but ZWuJi and Ruby just disappear.
This game goes on, huh? Top esports defending. Inhibitor down mid, but we'll have a look at this again.
And let's see, Karsa goes in, finds a perfect ward-hopping flash onto ZWuJi. I want to keep my eyes on Ruby right now. Ruby jumps forward aggressively. He's actually taking turret right now, so... Because think about it, you have these 2 huge damage dealers. If one goes down, it shouldn't matter. You still have the other one, but...
Did Ruby start teleporting in the middle of that fight?
He looked like he did. He did. I don't think it mattered anyway. After he went for the Shurima Shuffle, going in so aggressively when he didn't need to.
Bit of panic at the disco, huh?
You're trying to keep TS away from you.
All right, but Karsa might actually be caught out here again. Ultimate use that might save his life, or rather, secure his death. Shut down here for Rogue Warriors. They've found the jungler in front of the Cloud Solar's Knight now. Has to jump back in the pit, but low health bars. He's over the wall. This Kassadin has scaled, but in the middle. Can he get out with the Dark Passage? Yes, but locked on down with Gravitum. He's burning. He's ticking. He's out with the Rift Walk. Rather limp. At this point, the death sentence lands, but they're chasing someone else as QiuQiu is going to go down to Ruby. We're looking at the wrong camera. Take us elsewhere, because Rogue Warriors have found crucial members, and Ruby is feeling himself here on this Azir. Forward he goes onto yuyanjia, and forward Rogue Warriors go to end this game.
Yeah, this looks like it should just be over.
But top esports want to get the flank done, but onto the Nexus. The focus is here, and Rogue Warriors shuffle them back. The focus, the priority, it's there, but on top of the Nexus, they just need to auto ZWuJi. Can't get it in time. Minion destroyed. Top esports, hold on.
Are they going to be able to go for the end themselves? They have 40 seconds. Okay, I'm a bit too hyped from that last play. Crazy's coming up. They still have all inhibitors open.
A lot of turrets there as well. Padding on the base. Sir, let's reset. Are there any wards in front of that Nexus?
I don't think so.
There are not. No teleport available
so Ruby
either.
Not going to be able to go for any kind of crazy play.
But
I wonder. No, there's no way they can
20
go for
seconds
this, right?
on Ruby, 5 seconds on Youdang, and Lay is in 10. He has the Tempered Fate.
I think as long as Crazy and Youdang, okay, cool. As long as they aren't over ambitious, they should be fine.
Okay. Rogue Warriors, their first game of the split, they're doing it again, much like they did against IG. Wasn't their first game, excuse me, but it was one of them.
I think all of us who were watching at home remember Dagda's series against RNG. Let's see how this happens. So they go forward and goes for the Tempered Fate. That doesn't matter, actually. Realistically, just Knight shutting everyone down, having enough damage, yeah.
8, 2, and 5. The Kassadin has hit that point. He's also hit a Flame Horizon too. So, big member, but we've got a bare Nexus on the side of top esports, and Rogue Warriors had the shove through top, through mid.
The Flame Horizon doesn't matter. He's off in a side lane. Rogue Warriors is constantly grouped as 5, so... Now we're at the point, guys. It's one team fight to end it all.
Yes. With bottom lane open, it's just that easy. Youdang wants to find yuyanjia. It's one mistake that dictates this game as the ultimate lands again. The Tempered Fate with Call the Forge God landed on top of 369's coming in for the flank. They're targeting the support, and Ruby has misulted. Knight jumps in, the bullet time takes down Lei, and Rogue Warriors have flubbed this one up as on top of Crazy in the backline. 369 wants to take down ZWuJi, but Aphelios heals it up. He's still alive. Look at ZWuJi. It's Knight versus him. Onto the backline, the Kassadin's there. Knight does it again. A triple, make it his second quadra as 369 takes that away. Top esports can't be stopped.
Top esports completely capitalizing on Rogue Warriors' mistakes, and death timers are too long. This game should be over.
Into the base, Rogue Warriors were one hit away from that Nexus. Game 1 has launched this series into overdrive. They'll take down the inhibitor, and here comes the turrets next.
This game was just a complete skill test for TES, though.
And Knight jumped out of its shadow and said, if you say skill, it's me as a mid laner along side 369. Game 1 only just